Hey, how's it going? I got this little clip from Dr. Phil's show on YouTube. So if you want to find it, it was September 8th by Dr. Phil's show on YouTube. And it's a real short clip, but I wanted to talk about him and what he's got to say. Obviously, I'm not exactly in agreement with him, but let's take a listen.
You helped him pick out the gun.
Yes, sir.
That he ultimately shot and killed Trayvon Martin with.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now that makes me wonder if you are now bought into a point where you say, I've got to defend the guy now because I'm in the chain here. Does that mean that you need to defend him here? Because if not, you've got some ownership in this?
That's got to be one of the most stupid questions ever. And if he's really a doctor, then he's the most stupid doctor I've ever heard of in my life. I really, there's a lot of people who claim to be doctor or judge to be on TV, like Judge Judy. She's not a judge. Maybe she was at one point, I don't know. But all these so-called judges on all these shows, they're not judges. And this guy, Dr. Phil, I mean, really? A doctor? I don't think so. Maybe he's a doctor of some sort. I don't know. Maybe he got a doctorate just because somebody liked him and some school gave him one. I don't know. But he's got to be the most ignorant man ever on the face of the earth. And here's why I say that. His guest is here, and this is the man that helped George pick out a gun. George's friend said, if you're going to pick out a gun, you want, to carry, you want it to be small, you want it to be light, you want it to be concealable, etc., whatever. I don't know what they said. I'm just assuming, the guy apparently helped him pick out the gun. And now this Phil guy thinks that based on the fact that he helped him pick out the gun, that he's got to defend the guy, because if he doesn't, then he's partially to blame because he helped him pick it out. And let me make a comparison. All right, let's say you've got a friend and he's looking for a car, and you go down to the dealership and you're looking at all the cars, and you say, yeah, that's kind of a nice car, but look over here. This is nicer. You get a little better mileage. You go farther per mile, and it's got a little better warranty. So your friend picks out the car that you choose. And while your friend's driving down the road, he crashes, and they test his blood, and it turns out that he was drunk. He got a DUI, killed a family, maybe 5 people, all dead. Are the police going to come and knock on your door and say, hey, you helped him pick out that car, so we're going to hold you responsible, or at least you should be defending his right to drive drunk because you helped him pick out that car? Do you see the sick attitude that's coming out of this man's mouth? I mean, can anybody understand that concept, that if somebody helps you pick out an item that's perfectly legal to own and operate, that somehow or another you're responsible for any use of that gun? I mean, really? But even more importantly is the fact that Mr. Phil is so far off of the facts of the case that, we haven't seen the whole show yet, but I can imagine, based on these clips that I've seen, that he is one of these people. Well, I'm assuming that you have to be pro Trayvon if you are, you're in the media. You're going to have to be. If you want to stay on TV, you're going to have to be on the side of the networks, and the networks are all pro Trayvon, obviously. So that they've got a horse in this race. They want to limit the rights of law-abiding gun owners. So that's a big chunk of their fight. And of course, secondly, they've already stepped all over George illegally, so they're looking at huge payouts to him once he wins the Stand Your Ground. So based on that information, I can assume that he's been told by the networks that he has to support Trayvon and go after George and after his people. Although, with these kind of statements and these kind of comments that he made, it makes him look like an ignoramus. I mean, I'm sorry. I've seen him a couple times on his show, and he's got some good input for families and stuff about how they deal with teenagers and so on and so forth. So maybe he's like a psychologist doctor or something. I don't know. But he's certainly not a legal expert or a legal mind. He's not a. I don't even think he's ever had any clue about Florida law or guns in Florida. But I just had to bring this video out because it just. I mean, it's a 25-second clip, but it's got to be the most ridiculous, ignorant statement ever. You definitely helped him pick out this gun, so you are responsible for any activities that he did with this gun. Come on, man. Anyhow, good talking to you guys. Talk to you later.